She.
Hi, and welcome to Journey of She. This is Tracy, and I am very excited to finally be sitting here at long last, doing something that I've had my mind on for such a long time, which is sort of talking about our journeys of self-discovery as woman, as feminine, as she, as maiden, as mother, and as crone. We'll be touching on all of these live and unedited as often as possible, really. I've got an amazing list of women that will be coming in to be chatting and sharing their experiences and adding value, really, to the conversation. For so long, I think I've worn all these different hats. You know, you have your hat for work and you have to be this is that Tracy, and then there's mom Tracy and wife Tracy, and I think now it's being able to sit down and say, all right, Trace, this is us right now, and these are the things that I guess I'm working through. I'm writing a lot about, I'm researching a lot about, and trying to learn more about the various topics. Astrology definitely is a new topic where I'm just sort of branching out, but most of the case it's really about the journey, one's journey through this life. And I think getting to the point of self-discovery, but not realizing in the beginning that you'll actually be doing this again and again. It's not a one-time thing where suddenly we're like, oh, I figured it out, I know who I am. It's this evolution and cycle of coming back to a point and developing it further and deeper each time. So the real I guess push that finally got me sitting here in this chair and recording this podcast after, thinking about it and having it as this back in my mind, was, this new year. It's 2026. It's the year of one. It's the year of new beginnings. And, sort of 1st of January came around and I was like, okay, cool, show me my new beginning. And it still felt really old. It still felt like, wait, but I'm not ready there. I'm not there yet. And here we are. And on this past Friday, we entered the new astrological new year as we enter the zodiac of Aries. And I happen to be in Aries, so I was paying close attention, and it feels really good to tap into this energy. And I feel like it was the one I've been waiting for, about really just taking new risks and trying something unfamiliar, discovering. So, setting up this podcast and getting some tunes. Thank you so much, Dale, for creating my little intros, trying to figure out the buttons. And I think I'm finally just starting. I think, yes, it might not be perfect. There's room for improvement. But I think if I don't just sit here and start something, then it'll have never begun. And I'm ready for it to begin. I really am ready to just share the topics that I'm discussing with my friends and family, and probably also just myself in my writing. And as much as, I've been zoning in on trying to write this novel or a book, if you're an editor or publisher, let me know. I thought, this podcast is really a way to voice. Sometimes when you hear yourself, it really in hearing what is in your mind, I think you learn things and you have to go through these experiences internally. And the moment that, whether it's writing it out or saying it out loud, it really makes it alive, and it finally feels so good to speak it, quite frankly. So in this Aries season, it's really time to follow our passions and stop overthinking, which just in itself would be a huge accomplishment for me, the overthinking. So here we are, and I'm just going to be running with it. Let's see how we go. I saw a beautiful affirmation this week, which was, I remember the creative power that lives within me. My life is a canvas and my choices are the brushstrokes. I mean, how beautiful is that? And I hope that I can sort of just service myself in expressing this, and hopefully really reach out and impact and create pathways to other people out there that this might resonate with. And hopefully we can unpack different things together as I finally, push the send button and hopefully, build a community to share and unite and cope together. So a lot of the topics that I'm extremely drawn to is the transition of the feminine from maiden to mother. You have this maiden era, which is quite a beautiful time. Often it's in your 20s, but it's not defined by age. It's defined by, experience and the time of you learning your oneness. But it really is this wild, beautiful feminine. And then you transition into mother, which, I found excruciating to a large degree in terms of trying to re-identify myself, losing my wild, losing my backpacking, beautiful Tracy. She really was a beautiful, fierce warrior. And it's now trying to soften into mother. And it's not a softness that is, I guess it's vulnerable to a certain degree, but a softness that really can still hold a room, can still have a presence, can still have dreams and aspirations, but can also give and show and guide and comfort and create. And a lot of our topics are sort of the adjustments that we go through, and also defining mother as not only motherhood. Mother is also this era where you're just moving into this next phase of life, and I have a few guests coming up in this series to discuss, their adjustment into maiden if they aren't actually going through motherhood, and how that might look different, and how we might be able to all actually relate to a large degree. The other topics that I really hope to shine some light onto, and I guess this episode really just is an overview of what to expect and to come, is cycles. It's really this understanding the cycles. I think it was always so linear. You have a year, it runs from January to December, and you start fresh, and that's lovely. And then you start looking at the moon. Okay, cool. Actually, we've got these different cycles. What does the full moon bring? What does the new moon bring? What are we growing? Where are we shedding? And then you have, these eclipses. And just the other day we had our equinox, the pinnacle of balance, and then transition. Again, this reset, this beginning, this alignment of the planets, this, and then where's the planets aligning to which zodiac? And what personalities do those zodiacs have? And opening these different portals has really given me a lot of comfort in accepting where I'm at. To say, okay, let me look into what's happening up in the stars, for example. And, all right, it's the astrological new year. It's about new beginnings. We're going into Aries. It's all about lighting this fire. Oh, okay, suddenly I'm feeling a little bit more, I can do this. Maybe I've got a little bit of energy. It doesn't look like the energy I used to know, but it's a soft energy and it feels pretty good. And why is it soft? Oh, because maybe I'm releasing. And these are, the cycles of transformation, of coming back to a place, but understanding it on a new level, as well as spending such a long time of life learning and growing, and then spending this next cycle unlearning what no longer suits, what no longer fits, what no longer feels good. And then feeling like, oh, okay, I did it. I'm good. I'm feeling great. This is awesome. And then to realize, oh, we're going to come here again and again and again and again. There's so much to unpack. So it really is this beautiful journey of becoming and re-becoming, which really is sort of the birthing of Journey of She, and what started my writing probably a good 10 years ago when I was backpacking through Southeast Asia and initially writing about all the countries I went to and the experiences that I had, and slowly that became about my internal growth and starting that journey. So essentially I am she, and you are she, and she is all we will ever be. So it really is to sit with that and adapt from that free-spirited through to where you are now, and knowing that there is this wise woman, this crone that sits ahead of us, waiting with open arms for us to arrive into her presence, and to know that there is a line behind, ahead, and right now of the versions of yourself that you will continue to become. And you have an active role in that. And I guess it's knowing when to chase it, but then also where to sit back and understand that it's okay. We are held by ourselves, and we will be safe, and we'll be shown the way. There was a time for heavy lifting and force and perseverance. And now is the time of release and acceptance and guidance, flow. These are the words that tend to resonate and what's drawing me in at the moment. So I hope to really resonate with some of you out there. If I do, please, get in touch, and I'd love to hear your stories. I'm really looking forward to hopefully adding value, but if anything, just sitting here and finally finding the time to talk about the things that matter to me, and hopefully inspire you to believe in your vision, to come through a moment of despair, to challenge the process and open your awareness to yourself, find your power, bring yourself to the core of your true purpose and what makes you feel good and alive. Just like this is feeling right now. It's I guess it's also just I think I'm just feeling this like, oh, it's okay to just be me. I think probably spent the last 14 minutes, I guess, putting myself out there, which is what it sort of feels like. And I think I'm just sort of just paused for a second to acknowledge the fact that this is for me, and I can only hope that me sharing what feels good to my soul will feel good and comforting and positive, I guess, to somebody else. So our purpose, I guess, is to always just be understood, whether it's by ourselves or by others. It's debatable. And I guess to just love ourselves in order to better understand how to love those around us. So I've got a few amazing guests I'll be coming up on the episodes to come, more so diving into a bit of expansions of cycles and knowing and tapping into sort of body, mind, and soul. And then some incredible women that are adjusting through maiden and mother in their own respective ways, and also some of the personal journeys. I think that is sort of, you know, a place to share and hopefully relate to one another in not only the bad but the good too. And I'll also be doing a few sessions with my daughter because she's loving the interview style. So I'll be putting a few of those just for some good old entertainment on the side. Anyways, that's it. Episode 1. Woohoo! Did it, Trace? And that is a wrap. Journey of shame.